as a result of that.
Amen. Thank you, Minister. I want to go to YG Nightstorm next. How does abortion impact men? Relinquishing that responsibility, what does that look like to a man, and how does that affect him?
Well, as a man that went through it in between my marriages, I've already talked about that, but I was dating a young lady back in 1999, and she was pregnant with my twins, Howard and Hank, named Howard after Howard University, named Hank after Hammer and Hank Aaron. And she was pregnant with twins, and we got into this argument, and her friends told her the best way to hurt a man is to kill his kids. And so she had the abortion, and I couldn't stop it, and it nearly destroyed me. We hear all the time about how abortion affects women because it is very, very dark. It is damaging. It is sensitive, and it hurts women. But men don't have a voice, and we are fathers. And this is our seed. These are our children too. And the crazy thing about how this is, especially how God does it, is that many years later, after the trauma of me suffering mentally and emotionally, and there's so many men who suffer this, even some men who try to commit suicide because of the amount of loss, the powerlessness of not being able to save their children. But many years later, after she did this, I was preaching, I believe it was in Chicago, and I was coming off the stage, and she was right there. And I'm like, what are you doing here? And she said, I just need to talk to you, YG, for 5 minutes. I said, why would you want to talk to me? You murdered our children. I cried for years over the loss of my kids. And she said, I just need 5 minutes of your time. So I gave it to her. We went to a cafe, and she said, please forgive me for killing our children because the abortion destroyed her womb, and she can never have any more kids. And she asked me, she said, whatever you do, use whatever platform that you have, please become pro-life and help protect the lives of these children so nobody else has to suffer like us. Now, let's bring this into perspective, fellas. Let's just talk about even in the Black community. Abortion has hurt the Black community more than any other community in this country. We've had over 22 million Black babies being aborted, but there's only 41 million Black people alive in the country right now. So let's look at how deep this hurts not only fathers, but us as a community. If you have something that kills half the white people, half the Asian people, half the Hispanic people, you call it genocide. But if you have something that kills half the population of Black people, you call it Planned Parenthood, and everybody's fine with that. It's not okay. It literally can destroy the soul of a man. And because of how the society is built, that say that men don't have rights, we're not supposed to have any kind of feelings, but yet we're supposed to be held accountable for every child we have. And if we don't want to be dads, they'll throw us in jail, they'll lock us up, they'll take away our driver's license, and we consider deadbeats. But if we want to fight for the lives of our children, God said, fight for your seed, protect your seed. We're considered toxic. This is wrong. Our children need to be protected. And we need to stand up and protect our children. And to this day, my ex-girlfriend and I, we are both very pro-life. And I haven't seen her in many years, but I've kept my promise to her. And I'm doing everything I can to help protect the lives of these kids. Got my own pro-life bill, the Howard and Hank bill. It gives dads the rights to save the lives of their preborn children. This is what we need. And if this is the issue right now, everybody can talk about Black Lives Matter, but how can we matter if we can't even be born?